Rapport. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we back live with Av 5. Yes, we're in Olivia's, in the Bronx, Boogie Down, one of my establishments of a lot of good stories, but we're not going to go there. We're here today with Mario Machete, my brother. We've been talking about this for months, you know what I'm saying? It's an honor to have you here. This is kind of your hood, you know what I'm saying? You're a Brooklyn boy, but
in the Bronx.
I know you're in the Bronx, you're all over. Legendary Mario Machete. How do you feel about that? Because I asked Troy Ace the same thing about his reputation and the fact that you can go somewhere and people show you love and respect and they call you street legend, they call you, prison legend. How does that feel?
I don't like the term reputation.
Okay.
Because for every reputation, there's someone else that want that reputation.
Hell yeah.
So I don't want to give my reputation out because I don't have a reputation. I have what they call an establishment of being a man, of respecting people and respecting myself. See, when you have a reputation, it's something that you have to live up to. I just have to live up to the man that I am. I don't have to live up to reputation.
And there you go.
So I really don't like the reputation. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I get that. You know, I get the reputation, I get the legendary, I get the OG. And it's good to be honored with that because that only showed that I did something right in my life to get that title.
100%.
So I get what you're saying, but I don't want the reputation.
I got it. Yo, I love it, man. But thank you for this opportunity, bro.
Thank you.
To talk. I know you've been watching my show, and you always show me love, and I love to give everyone love. You know, I interview DJs. I interview formerly incarcerated individuals. I learned that from Jamal Bellamy.
That's my boy, Jamal.
Jamal Bellamy.
Yeah.
I learned that from Jamal Bellamy because I said prisoners or I said incarcerated, whatever. He was like, whoa, no. Formerly incarcerated individuals.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna get into that as well. But let's just born and raised. Where you from?
I'm a Brooklyn boy, and I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Bush Street.
Hell yeah.
The family, we from Santurce. On my mother's side, on the Allende's.
Yeah.
And my dad is from Santurce, but my grandparents, they were from Ponce. Right? But obviously we represent Santurce. You know, that's the hometown.
I saw the jersey you had on in the...
I keep Santurce. I took a picture with you.
In the parade.
Yeah. I took a picture with you in a Santurce shirt. But in fact, speaking of Santurce, Daddy Yankee, I don't know him. I would love to meet him one day. Santurce baseball team just won in Puerto Rico, the championship.
Nice.
And Bad Bunny just, he's the owner of the Santurce basketball team.
There you go.
So, Santurce is where it's at. I mean, Puerto Rico itself, shout out to Puerto Rico, but Santurce is where it's at.
Yeah, I just came from there. I did in August, I went to see Bad Bunny. The legendary concerts that he did for Puerto Rico, for the economy.
Nice. Yeah.
Bro, all sold out.
Outstanding.
How you feel about the artists? Because I know you weren't here for the reggaeton movement, you know what I'm saying? But what did that feel like that you saw Puerto Rico repping the way they did, bro, with the music? And now we got Bad Bunny, but before that we had Daddy Yankee, we had Nicky Jam, we had Wisin Yandel, up north. Do you feel it?
Of course. It's funny to say that it's funny that you ask me how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Because we have like a stigma. They always, for some reason, people always have something to say, something negative about Puerto Rico because we're part of America.
Yeah.
Part of the United States. We're not United States, we're part of the United States.
Yeah.
We're a Commonwealth, right?
100%.
Which we became a Commonwealth in 1952. Right? So A lot of people, they identify us as Americans, but we're not. We're indigenous people, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not too much of a fan of reggaeton. I mean, in 12 more days, I'll be 61.
God bless.
Yeah,
Hell
reggaeton,
yeah.
I'm on to salsa, but I listen to reggaeton. But anytime a Puerto Rican puts the island on his shoulder and in his heart and carries it, of course I'm gonna feel great about that. As a Puerto Rican, you should. You should be proud. There's an old saying that I was told as a kid: those who sell their land will sell their mother.
Yeah.
I'm not selling my land. So anytime a Puerto Rican does something, like we did history yesterday, Zan Desire,
Yeah.
I met him one time, and we made history. So anytime a Puerto Rican does history, yeah, that's a bonus for me, man. I'm Puerto Rican. I should feel proud.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel proud of myself.
Did you spend any time in Puerto Rico, or you went
Of
straight to
course,
Bushwick?
yeah. Of course, I spent time in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
That was like the punishment when we was a
That
kid.
was-
That was the punishment.
That was the
When I was a kid, New York City, I'm in Brooklyn, get in trouble, so my parents would send me with my aunt Negrita, God bless her soul, to Puerto Rico. That was like the punishment.
Yo, I remember
because
that
New York
shit.
City was wild, so they was trying to save they was trying to save me.
No, I remember them days. My Dominican friends, one of my Dominican friends growing up, he was so bad that they did a trip to to DR, and they left his ass over there. And we was like 12. This motherfucker came back when his 18th birthday. The next day he came back because he became 18. He came back. So for 6 years he was fucking punished in DR.
Yeah, that's
But hey, it might have saved his life. Who knows?
Absolutely.
How do you like the? Did you think, before you came home or when you came home? 'Cause you've been home for what, 12 years?
13.
13 years?
February 13 years.
Did you?
By the grace of God.
Hell yeah, that's a blessing. Did you envision all these interviews, like the podcast? Because that wasn't around, back in the day. So
Nah, it wasn't. Man, that's one of the most profound questions that I've been asked by anybody in a podcast.
this is what I do, baby.
And I mean that. I'll tell you.
Thank you.
Like this individual that's right there, Al. He's like my brother. That's my manager.
Shout out to Al.
That's the guy who, along with a friend of mine, Gilly Delgado's. Shout out to Gilly. But I want to give a special shout out. And I've never, I don't know how to pay this individual
100%.
because of everything I have been through, every podcast I have been through. I have to give it to this man right here because he's the guy who saw something in me. And he's the one that got me where I'm at today. He has been helping me in my transition. He has been helping me in my movement. He has been part of the voice of myself. You know what I'm saying? He's been the guy who's the instrument into these podcasts. We met. There was and if it's all right, can I share the story? We met. It was a funny way we met. So one day, he requested me. I believe he requested me on Instagram, and I accepted him. Right, and the very next day, he put up a picture of an individual. And when I mention the individual name, it's gonna like probably catch you off guard. He put a picture of an individual that has something to do with my case when I went away for 27 years. He put a picture of a rapper, Bushwick Bill.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard of Bushwick Bill.
100%.
So he put a picture of
Ghetto Boys.
He put a picture of Bushwick Bill, right?
Yeah.
And I immediately DM'd him. And I asked him, because he requested me the day before that, right?
Yeah.
And I asked him, was he mocking me? But in a respectful way. I said, I'm probably not paraphrasing it the right way. Oh no, I was impressing you.
He was pressing him. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't be ashamed.
And so when he put the picture up, I asked him where he knew me from, why was he requesting me, and then I believe he told me that he saw that a lot of individuals were following me and were shouting my name out. So he requested me. I says, "Do you know the relationship with Bushwick Bill and I?" And he said, "No." So I'm going to share it with you. I went away in 1986 at the age of 21. Again, my birthday's on February 13th. I got arrested February 24th, 11 days after my birthday. One of the individuals that had to do with my being arrested was Richard Stephen Shaw, who was born December 8th, 1966, in Kingston, Jamaica, but he was raised in Bushwick. And he moved to Texas, which is Bushwick Bill.
Nice.
So I thought that he was mocking me when he put Bushwick Bill's pictures up after he requested me. And he called me and said, we got each other's number. And he called me and said, I'm gonna remove this picture. I said, no, you don't have to do that. He said, no, I'm gonna remove it.
Yeah.
Because Bushwick Bill is the instrument and the individual who actually eluded me to getting arrested. This is the guy that brought me out the house. So I thought he was mocking me, and that's how we met. And from that day, we built a good relationship, Al and myself. And when I told him my situation, I was working one time in Brooklyn at Crotolio and Ocean. And this is a true story. He was working for the sanitation department. Mm-hmm. And he happened to be coming that day. I'm at work. He happened to be coming in the sanitation truck to do garbage. Yeah. And we ran into each other. The guy who I thought was mocking me. Yeah. And from that day, we built a great relationship. And then he told me he had he didn't have a puppy.
You said it wrong.
All right.
You said it wrong. When I spoke to you on the phone, and I told you, yo, I'm picking up garbage over here on Ocean on Flatbush, you said, yo, I know you. I said, how the fuck do you know me?
Correct. I'm getting old, kid.
You was doing a construction site, and you needed to drop garbage. And you stepped and asked me, yo, can I throw it in the garbage truck? And I told you, yeah, no problem. This was like a month before.
Right. Before, right. And that's how we built the relationship. And come to find out, he had a huge page in Instagram. Yeah. You know, I don't know if you ever followed him or ever seen his page. This is the guy who's always saying bonsai. I mean, we might get that out of him today. Yeah. You never know. And from that time on, we like I said, we built a good rapport. Yeah. He's like my brother. He's like a little brother to me. You know what I'm saying?
No, I love it.
He's always, showed me love, and he's always been pushing me at people. He's the one that pushed me into Dog in the Yard. Yeah. He pushed me into the Queen's Flip with Peter Shue. Mm-hmm. With a lot of individuals. So this is one of the guys who I gotta give thanks to for everything I've been through and everything I'm going through. Now here I am with you. Yeah. And I also want to thank you for 100%. Giving me the opportunity. You know what I mean? You gave me the opportunity. Not many people get these opportunities, and you got to take advantage of stuff like that because, me being in these interviews doesn't consist of who I was. It's who I am and where I'm going in life.
Yes, sir.
The man that I am today.
What you got there? No, we good. You hustling? We good though. We good. Nah, not right now. Well, I appreciate it though. Thank you, man.
Yeah, we feel me. We live.
See you later.
So that's you want
leave that in there. Leave that in there.
You one individual that I want to thank, for giving
100%.
me the opportunity because all I'm trying to do is overturn my wrongful conviction. That's all this is about. It's not about what I did, it's about what I'm doing. And what I'm doing today is not what I was doing yesterday.
No, and I liked well we met a couple of times, but when we linked up, shout out to Whitell, Lefty for
my brother. That's my brother.
We walked the Puerto Rican parade together. Like 40 blocks. But we did it, baby.
That was a hell of a walk.
And we did a nice 2, 3, 4-minute interview right before the parade. Yeah. And we were talking about reform, you know what I'm saying? We were talking about rap. I was gonna say it for later, but we could talk about the march that you did last year, matter of fact, around this time. Yeah. With Robert Brooks and everything.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
with Derek Hamilton, Bush and Rennie.
Yeah, that was in Third Avenue or something like that, right?
Yeah, I went to we went to Sing Sing Correctional Facility in front of Sing Sing. Yeah. We went there. We went to the one in Manhattan. Yep. I never met Robert Brooks, but I could honestly say I met him because he went through what I've been through. I've been assaulted by police. I've been there. I have a missing tooth. I have a false tooth. So I know what it is. And a lot of times, like, you don't know what's really going on in the prison system and how corrupted these cops can be.
Yes.
Not saying that.
Not all of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say there's good cops. I don't like that terminology. They're workable. You got to know how to work around. There's no such thing as a good cop because the cop is going to do what he got to do
to get home. You got to get home.
No, and to make sure that that the environment that he's in is at peace. So that's why I mean they're workable. Ain't no police good. in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? That's just
100%.
my opinion.
I got a whole segment about that. Before we get into you actually going to jail, you said Bushwick Bill brought you out the house, so y'all was boys.
That was like my brother.
Okay, so
I grew up with, we know about Billy the Midget. I grew up with Billy the Midget.
Okay, Billy the Midget.
That's his name, Richie the Midget, Billy the Midget.
Okay.
His name is Richard Stephen Shaw. But they called him, when he went to Texas, they named him, he named himself Bushwick Bill because he lived
from Bushwick,
He
yeah.
lived on Putnam and Irving, across the street from Bushwick High School.
Okay.
So Bill, Richard. So he gave himself the name Bushwick Bill.
Okay, so I don't want to get into detail. So did he have any? Did he? Well, further detail. Did he have anything to do with you getting the 27 years?
Absolutely. He's the guy that brought me out the house so I could get arrested. Yeah.
Oh, he lured you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because they were looking for you.
I don't know why. I ain't killed nobody.
Okay.
I went in prison innocent, man. Yeah. He had something to do with me being in prison. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 86. So before 86, what was your childhood like? Relationship with your parents, siblings?
I got good parents. I had
What
good
was
parents.
Brooklyn back then? That's what I'm trying to get to. 'Cause I'm from the Bronx. So 86,
I see.
86 I was
I'm
11.
glad you said you from the Bronx, man.
All day.
'Cause
Matter of fact, we got to show Jose some love.
you know,
We got that BX on. BX logo, stop playing.
let me just say something. I was starting to feel some type of way, man.
Talk to me. What's up?
Because you only interview Bronx people, man. You don't interview no other people from Brooklyn. Hold up now before you even reply to that, man. Because I'm not going to let you take over this, man. You always interview people from the Bronx.
Voice of the Bronx, baby.
Hey, I see it, man. I remember you and I spoke about that, right? So I was like, yo, this guy don't want to interview me. I think you gave me a shot because I'm living in the Bronx.
No. You know what it was? That everything happens when it's supposed to happen, bro.
Absolutely.
And that 5 minute, I think it might have been 5 fucking minutes. I cut it down to like 3. But that interview that we did, bro, and that's another thing. I want interviewers to know. Do not put someone in front of the camera that you have not been on the phone with, that you have not talked to. You got to see that connection. When me and this man first communicated from IG, he gave me his number, we spoke. We was on the phone for about 45 minutes.
Absolutely.
Just clicking.
Yeah.
And that means to me, that means something. It's like when jobs before they hire you, you got that
Absolutely.
pre-interview. That's how I feel, bro. If we can't talk on the phone, and to me, what we spoke about was real shit. You know what I'm saying? And when I met you, same thing. We spoke real quick, but shout out to my girl, my other producer. I got. By the way, Fran Jez is in the building. Stop playing. Kirk is in the building. Stop playing, my brother. It's not Kirk. I call him Kirk. And my phone, you still Kirk, by the way. I never corrected it. Kirby, but I don't like Kirby. I like Kirk better. But my 2 producers are here. My girl was filming that day. I said,
Yes.
babe, we're going to parade. You the goddamn producer. So she filmed everyone I spoke to. And I said, yo.
She did a great job, too.
That's my 3rd producer. So I'm like, yo.
Why she's number 3? She can't be number 1?
Because, no. This number.
You heard it.
This is 1.5. They both make 1 right here. You put me on the spot. Chill out. So, that conversation was so great. And I said, bro, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, and in the last couple of months, I've been chilling, holidays, and sometimes you just don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You can't rush it. So, matter of fact, when your man hit me, I said, oh, it's going down. Like, now he got representative hitting me? Yeah, it's going down.
No,
shout out to you.
Yeah, what it is what it is with Al, right? He's known that, that's Mr. Crime Faces.
Hell yeah.
But his name is Alfred, but we call him Al, right?
No.
And and this is the truth, because him and I, we talked.
Yeah.
We yesterday we spoke for like an hour and a half.
100%.
Because I got to run through everything I have to run through him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in the process of putting a book together, and he's going to be my co-writer. He's going to be one assisting me in putting this book together, right? And I've always emphasized this to him, and I'm going to emphasize this to you as well. You have to be conscious and aware of who you're interviewing for the integrity of your name.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? Because nowadays, people just want numbers and people just want audience. And they will put anyone in front of their podcast, even if the person is no good.
100%.
Now, this isn't about you wanting to be better than someone. But when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, you have to be proud of who you are. And you have to say, a man woke up, not a rat, not a homo, and not a rapist. I can live with a coward, but I can't live with the other three.
Yep.
So sometimes, all these guys, they wake up and they look in the mirror, but they know they're not who they claim they are. I'm proud to say that every morning I wake up and a man woke up. That's why I always emphasize I did my bid like a man. There's no blemish in my record. I'm a man. So I always emphasize that to him, right? So now what happens is this. I understand that people have these podcasts and they're doing it because this is how they feed their family or whatever the case may be, right? Mm-hmm. But you also have to keep your name at as high as peak as possible. Because when you walk the streets and when you look in the mirror, you know that a man is walking the street and a man is looking at himself in the mirror.
100%.
You understand? Not many people can say that. I've been looking at your podcast. I look at a lot of other individual podcasts, and I commend you for your work. I see what you do, and I see who you do with.
Thank you.
And you're very selective.
Hell yeah.
You're very selective, which is good. Mm-hmm. You could be probably small in numbers, right? But big in heart.
Yep.
That's more important than numbers.
All day.
So you have to keep that in mind. So this brother of mine, Al, he's the guy who I run to whenever I'm going to do an interview with someone or he'll get interviews for me. This is the guy because this is my manager. 100%. So I can't do nothing. That's why I threw him at you because I wouldn't be sitting here before you without me consulting with him. I have to do that.
That's a blessing.
Because I'm under a contract. So if I would have done this without his consent, I could be sued.
100%.
So we had to get that clear, right?
Yes, sir.
You got it.
So, I appreciate the kind words, and I am very selective. This is my brother Frances, and I do the same thing. Like, yo, what do you think about this? He's like, bro, you never know. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. Blah, blah. And we just we speak so much, and I obviously talk to your family, but when it comes to interviews, I run it by him. And not saying that I listen all the time, but you just need to sometimes just talk. Yo, this fucking person, he's like, yo, trash. Because he don't fuck around, like, yo, trash. And I'm like, yo, this rapper hit me up, check out the numbers. He's like, fake numbers, AI. So, it's good. No, but it's good to have someone to lean on. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And God bless, your brother that
Those are the two guys I lean on. Shout out to my brother Will. Like, both these guys, they I gotta say, no offense, Will, that my brother Al is number one because he's the one that's always consistent.
Yeah.
But when he calls Will's always there. Unlike a lot of other people who will abandon ship, Will's always there.
Yep.
So these are the guys I turn to. These are guys that, I'm gonna be honest with you, they civilians, man. These guys are not street guys, right? These are the guys that I want to be around.
Hell yeah.
Because these are the guys that's gonna keep me in the street.
Yep.
Not put me in prison.
That's what grandma said, right? That's what mom said.
Dime con qué nadie te diré que tú eres.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that shit.
These two individuals, they great individuals. They not retired sanitation workers, living a productive life, own their own houses, have their own businesses.
That's what you
These
need.
are the people that you want to be around, man.
Yeah.
I don't need to be around a person who's going to put me back where I came from.
Yeah, we don't
There's
need
nothing in the system.
We don't need gangsters.
And I ain't no gangster.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about 86. They come get you. Have you been in jail before this point?
Of course.
In and out, or?
Yeah, of course. I've been, unfortunately, not proud to say, but I since 1981
Yeah.
was my first time ever being incarcerated.
Yeah.
I did my little. I had my share of prison time. I was in and out the system, until I got the football numbers.
So before that, it was a little stretch here and there.
Yeah, here and there,
what they say, light work or whatever the fuck.
That's how me and Pirata met. God bless my brother. Me and Pirate Pirata. That's how me and met. We met in prison. We was always in and out the system.
You did the interview with him.
That's yeah.
He passed?
No. I said God bless my brother.
Oh, yeah, you got me nervous. What the hell?
No. That's how me and him.
No, shout out to him. I saw that interview. I like the beginning of the interview because y'all was like, bro, we ain't jokesters. So everybody.
Yeah.
I was like, because Queen's Flip, shout out to Queen's Flip. He
Good-
is who
good
he
man.
is.
Good man.
But that whole, I would say 10 minutes of that first interview, of that interview was, we ain't here to play.
Look, I
So
mean,
it was just like let him know, like, don't do that mockery bullshit that you be doing. You know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
16 grandkids, man.
Yeah.
So, and you know, and I got 4 children, right? My oldest son is gonna be 43 years old, right?
God bless.
So now check this out. I wouldn't want my son to say, yo, dad, man, what are you doing looking like a fool? You know, in your podcast, man. Because a lot of these guys be looking like fools.
Yeah.
Now, it's not an image. This is who I am, man. I just carry myself different.
Yeah.
You know, and I wouldn't want my grandkids to say, look at my grandfather looking like a fool.
Being clowned around and shit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Ain't nothing wrong with a joke here and there, but you're not gonna fool. You know, you're not gonna play these games with me.
No, but
But Queen Flip is a great man.
No,
Great
shout
man.
out to that interview. Good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
good numbers too.
Thank you.
So, and there's one thing that I do when I interview Troy, when I interview
That's my brother.
Pito Pitola, any when I interviewed Jamal.
Jamel.
I always say Jamal. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
because you're getting old.
When I interviewed Jamel and Jeannie, I got to shout out Jeannie. Shout out Blanco as well. That episode, we touched a lot, and we did it in the Yonkers studio. We touched a lot about, because you know, Jamel came home, I think it was 32, or 37. It was some crazy numbers like that. And shout out to him.
He did a stretch.
Yeah, and shout out to him. And I always want to make it known that I've never done a day in jail, not one day. So I always say that to say that my questions when it comes to prison are really from a green, not knowing what the fuck I'm talking about side. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I be like, yo, so what did that feel like? And I say that to say this, what did that feel like when that number hit you, 25 to life?
Before I answer that question, I wanna ask you a question.
Yes, sir. And
Yeah,
shit, I fucked up. I know what he's gonna say. Go ahead, because you did it to me before. Hit me again. Hit me again.
I think we talked about this.
You hit me with no. You hit me with this twice. This is number 3. But go ahead for the people.
So we talked about this.
Yes, and I slipped up.
Yeah,
I fucked
because
up.
you said
I
you
fucked
never
up.
been incarcerated.
100%.
Prison is a state of mind, man. In New York City, man,
Yeah.
many people are in prison, man.
Yep.
You got to deal with different personalities, man. Prison is really a state of mind. I was not in prison. I was detained. There's a difference.
Yep.
This is prison where you got to deal with people in society, man. You got to walk the street, different nationality. This dude bumped you.
You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready.
You, road rage, you know.
Yeah.
That's prison thinking. Survival,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you got to keep that in mind, that prison is a state of mind. Detained is what I was. I was detained for 27 years.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But, you know, I get what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
But so, like, when I was released, I could honestly say, right, prior to me going to prison, I had no education. You know what I mean? I had no education. And when I went away, I was just with one of my huge and biggest mentors recently, with Jamel as well. One of the Black Panthers / Black Liberation Army, Herman Bell, which is one of the individuals who, you know, he did 45 years. I don't know if you know who Herman Bell is. I don't know who Herman Bell is, but I suggest, and even for all the viewers, that you Google his name, Herman Bell.
Herman Bell.
Herman Bell, you know, I'm not gonna get too in depth into who this person is, but this man was incarcerated for 2 cop bodies in New York City and one in San Francisco, right? And this is the guy who, according to what they say, was the guy who gave Jonathan Jackson, which is George Jackson's brother, from the Black Gorilla family,
Yeah.
the weapon to have a shootout with the police at California Correctional Facility or court, in the courthouse, actually, right? So Herman Bell is, you know, this is a guy who was involved and a good friend of Asada Shakur,
Okay.
right? A revolutionist. He was not a criminal. He was what we call a political prisoner. He was against oppression. I was just with him on his 77th birthday a few weeks ago with
God
Jamel
bless.
as well, right?
God bless.
And these are the individuals who molded me while I was away, when I was transitioning my life. When my mother passed away, my life has changed in a different way. So I no longer wanted to subscribe to the foolishness that prison had to offer me. I wanted to change my ways.
Mom died
When I was-
while you was in prison?
Yes.
Okay.
While I was away.
God bless her.
I had like 20 years in when my mother passed away. 20 or 19 in.
They say that's an incarcerated individual's worst nightmare.
Yeah, of course it is, man. You know, to lose your parent,
And because you can't go to
to lose any family member. I lost a grandson. My daughter was gonna be here today, but she couldn't make it because her professor had a headlock because she's in college, so she had to take care of
100%.
some stuff. But she wanted to be here today. I was hoping she was here because I wanted to put her on the spot because she made a statement one time, and I wanted to address it before the the podcast, so that way I could probably get off my back with her little statement. You know what I mean?
100%.
Which had to do with my 27 years of incarceration.
Yeah.
Because when I went away, she was 2 months old. When I came home, she was 27.
Yeah.
So I know my children now since I've been home, right? But you have to find, and this is just my opinion, you have to find the right people to put around you to have you change. Individuals like yourself, I wish I could say what you said, that you've never been detained in your life before.
100%.
But you've been in prison.
Yep.
Don't forget that, bro. It's a prison state of mind.
It
You
is.
just ain't been detained. I wish I could say that, man. A lot of people think that you're soft for saying that. No, you're a man. What we doing today is real man stuff. This is real man, like being home, living a productive life. And that's what I'm into today. But yeah, my 27 years of incarceration was not a walk in the park. You know, I'm not proud of that. You know what I'm saying? It was a nightmare.
What was that first month like?
Forget about the first month.
Wait.
First date.
Hey, yeah, we can
first
do that
month.
too. No offense. You look like you brolic now, but we talking about 86. So you was probably what, 150? 110?
150, I wish, man. Shit. 150, not even with rocks in my pocket, bro.
So
let's
let's say the first day, first week. What was that like?
You gotta remember, prior to that I was ready in and out the system.
Yeah.
Right?
So you had a little experience.
But when I got locked up and I got this football numbers, even before the football numbers, we're talking murder.
Okay.
That's what I got incarcerated for, murder.
Accused.
Yeah,
innocent.
yeah, right. But we're talking murder. That's what I got
Talking
incarcerated
murder.
for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a lot of numbers. So could you imagine a person who's incarcerated for killing someone, right? He knows what he's expecting to do and how much time he's expected to do, right? And then a person who did not commit the crime and he's incarcerated. So here's a man that he got sentenced to 25 to life for murdering somebody. I got sentenced to 25 to life for not murdering somebody, right? So we both in the same situation, but he knows what he's in there for.
Yeah.
I'm in here for something I didn't do.
It hits different.
You can figure out how did it feel. It was not a pleasant feeling,
Yeah.
obviously. You know, my life was thrown away. At the age of 21, I came home at 48. How do you think I felt? To have to leave my mother, my children, who were babies, to have to leave them to fend for themselves without a father.
How many at that time? How many kids you had?
I had 3 of them.
3.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question, because grandma always says, "No hiciste esto, pero hiciste esto."
That's my mother used to say that. That's a Spanish saying.
Yeah.
You want me to say it in Spanish or in English?
No, I was just saying in Spanish.
Like my mother always said, because my name is Mario Enrique Perez. Mario Machete is a prison name.
100%.
Mario Enrique, tú estás haciendo tiempo para cosas que tú ganaste, que tú hiciste y no te cogieron.
Yep.
Ahora estás pagando para eso. I believe that. It's called karma.
Karma, baby.
It's called karma, man. So yeah, I went away innocent, but I've committed crimes. Some that I got away for, some that I got caught for, man.
Yeah.
And those are the end results, man. So I'm not. I believe. You're probably gonna say this guy sounds crazy. I believe that prison saved my life, man.
Well, and at that time, now they call it active. At that time, were you super active in the streets, ready to? Because we talking about 86, 85. So was that back then? Drugs was the crack era was about to happen. So we definitely selling heroin. Not you. I'm just saying the crimes that were happening in our streets. I was at what 85. I was 10. So definitely stealing cars was the shit. That was always the shit. Stealing cars. You know, crack was starting to happen. Heroin has been around forever. So, if you want to get into what type of things were you into at 18, 19, 20?
Let me get into 1986.
Okay.
Let me tell you what was going on in '86.
Okay.
I just turned 21. Again, my birthday's 12 days from now. On the 13th, I'll be 61.
Yeah.
So in 1986, you know, prior to me getting arrested, you know, I was 20. At 11 days after my birthday, I got arrested after my 21st birthday.
Yeah.
Right? I got arrested when Giuliani was in office as the ADA,
Okay.
right? Assistant District Attorney, right?
Yeah.
You had Pappy Mason, you had Fat Cat, you had Supreme, you had Prince, you had John Gotti, you had Larry Davis. These are the individuals, just to name a few,
Yeah.
whose names were ringing bells, whose people who were in the street. These are the names that were out in the street, right?
Yep.
So I got caught in that cycle. It was the crack pandemic then.
Yeah.
You know, that's when crack hit hard.
Yep.
You get where I'm coming from? So that's when I got arrested. You know what I mean? So New York City was going through crisis. Drugs, you know. I got arrested at the beginning of the crack epidemic. I was not out home for that. I got arrested, but when I was in the system, I seen the crackheads that was coming in and the people that was coming in for selling drugs getting caught for crack. So that's when I got arrested at that time.
Yep.
You see, so it was a different ball game. Prison was like, the streets was wild because the drug was taking over New York City. So the crime rate was as high as peak.
Yep.
We talking crack pandemic. I mean,
Yeah, because
crack was big then. It just came out.
100%.
So
and it was a cheaper version of Coke. And
dudes was robbing their mother, man.
To get that, I was, and I had, I'm not gonna name because I've done it in the past and I've got checked about it. I've had members of my family, that's how I'm gonna say it now, that I seen, bro, like smoke crack in front of me. Remember, I'm 10 years old. I'm 11 years old. I'm 12 years old. And I had a couple of relatives that I cared about that they'll leave their pipe out and I'll go throw it away or I'll break it because I didn't want them to do it. So I was 10, 11, 12, whatever, 13 when that shit started happening. So I was there as far as like, witnessing these people that I loved, that were my heroes at 7, 8, 9, becoming crackheads, bro. And that shit, and so I was like, motherfuckers be like, oh, what is it? No, I was dead, motherfucker. I know I look young, but when I tell niggas I'm 50, I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, nigga, 50.
Hold up,
I was there.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yes, sir.
Who the fuck told you you look young? That's it. Now, but that's another.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, man.
So,
but I'll let you get away with that one.
Yeah, no, but
But no, seriously, you gotta. That's how real it is, man.
Yeah.
You gotta remember this, right? In them days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, drug took over the world, right?
100%.
So the prison system was so overcrowded, like the population. There was no men. There was no men in society because everybody was detained. Everybody was incarcerated because the drug had took over. It took a hold of New York. This is after the Bumpy Johnson, the Nicky Bond, the Frank Lucas. Acted up.
After that, yeah, because.
But crack was like one of the worst things that probably happened in New York City.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Crack was probably one of the worst things that happened in New York City.
100%.
Back then. So that was in those times, right? I've seen family members of mine get high. I'm not gonna say, and even friends, right?
Yeah.
And when I look at it now, right? I told you earlier, and I'm gonna tell you again, and I mean this. Yes, I went to prison innocent, but I really believe in my sick mind that I was incarcerated for a reason, man. I probably would have lost my life because I was caught up. I was a low-life punk, bro. See, dudes could sit here in front and I was a gangster. Now I was a low-life punk. I was robbing and assaulting people of my community who was doing as bad as me. But you don't see that then because you're caught up. A lot of these guys that get up here and say that they was robbing big drug dealers, I was robbing low-life punks, bro. So I was a low-life punk my damn self. You see what I'm saying? Because I was committing what they call petty crimes. And obviously, you know, because I was a person that was always in trouble and the police department was hearing my name a little too much, they get tired after a while, right? So they said there's only one way we can get rid of this guy. They're not gonna kill me because I'm not doing nothing for me to really get killed.
Yeah.
So they get you out out the streets. And that's just what happened with me. They use these individuals, they created this case. The individual that got killed was like my best friend, like my little brother.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So they use that to get rid of it because it's one less headache. Because at that time, you had, you know, parole officers getting killed, police getting shot and killed. New York was in its highest peak when it comes to crime in
Hell yeah.
1986, man.
There ain't no cameras.
Yeah.
There ain't none of that shit.
It was at its highest peak. And I wanted to be in the streets, and I got 25 to life for being in the streets, man, for something I didn't do.
I really believe that when I hear people say that jail does well, because you can get killed in jail as well.
Absolutely.
But it's a good time out sometimes.
That was
Because-
a big time out, bro. You talking about big time out. That's 27 years of my life, bro.
No, I'm saying
That was a big time out.
for some people it's a good time out as far as, you know what? Because in your case it's different, but some people get 18 months and they learn from 18 months. Some people get 5 years, they learn from that. You definitely learn.
Some
from
people
27.
get a lot of time and they don't learn from it, right? And I'm not trying to talk bad about nobody, but I just want to like mention a name because it hurts me when I see the situation this person is in.
Yeah.
Luis Rosado, you know, Blue Boy.
Yeah.
You know, he's like a brother to me. And look at his situation. I wish he was never in that situation. Only he know what happened. Whether or not he committed this crime or not, that's another story, right?
Yeah.
But I sure wish that he was not in the predicament he's in. Because his birthday's this month, just like me. He's gonna be 61, just like me. He's not a kid no more. So next time going to parole, he might be 70, 71, right?
Yeah.
I saw him 4 days prior to him turning himself in, and we spoke. And it broke my heart to know that he was going to turn himself in. Again, whether he committed the crime or not, that's not what I'm here to discuss.
Yeah.
But, you know, all his youth, he's been in the system. So sometimes some people just know the system. You know, and they can't function. Not saying that he can't function in society, right? But they will respond faster. I think what changed me was when I educated myself. My thought process was different. Had I not had the education, or had I not changed the people I was around, because there's people, places, and things, I probably would have been incarcerated again. You understand? So, and you know, shout out to my brother Blue Boy. So, sometimes, man, we just don't know how to say enough is enough. I've been said enough is enough. I don't want no problem. When the president asks me how you doing, my favorite word is, I ain't making no noise, man. I'm quiet, man.
100%.
However, I'd rather be in prison than to be in the grave, if it comes to that. But I don't want to go there. But I'm not gonna get hurt, man. I'm not, you know, I'm not looking for no problems. But I have to protect myself by all means, you know. Now, if you're doing it because you're protecting yourself, then go ahead. But if you're doing it because you want a reputation, man, for every reputation, there's someone else that's gonna take that reputation and want to make a reputation. I don't have a reputation. I carry myself as a man. That's what I want to do, is be what I am, a man.
No, I love it. When did you know? How many? Wait, so 25 life. So you saw the parole board at 25.
At 25, I got hit with 2 years, and I made my second board.
Because every 2 years you see the board.
Yeah, and when I was released, many men said, if Mario Machete made the board, we all could make the board.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Why do you still use that name?
I don't use it. That's just my name. I'm not using it. My name is Mario Machete.
Yeah.
Right? The Mario Machete, you know, and I don't want to sound repetitious, but was given to me by the Cubans, right?
Yeah.
It was a name that was given to me. Don't ask me why.
For getting busy.
Oh,
That's my words, not yours.
That's your word.
My words.
It was given to me by the Cubans when I was incarcerated, and when I first was given the name, I didn't like the name because I knew it was a name that you had to live up to, and that name cost me a total of 15 years in solitary confinement. Because now you have to live by your name.
And that's what we just said in the beginning, reputation.
Right.
You have to live by
Right.
that.
So, I mean, when I introduce myself to people, I don't go Mario Machete. My name is Mario. I try to keep the machete out, but they throw the machete in.
Yeah.
You know, it's a name that was given to me,
Yeah.
and it's a name that that I've had now for over 40 years, man. So I guess it's going to the grave with me. Man.
You mentioned before, not here, but you mentioned in a different interview that the Cubans actually taught you how to use knives
Yeah,
and blades or whatever.
yeah.
And how important is that?
Very important. It's very, very important. I mean, in the system. So you're living in a hostile environment, you know. And I'm not saying that so other individuals could run with this and think it's all right to do, right? There's nothing wrong with fighting with your hands, right? But when you're incarcerated, hands for the most part goes out the window, man.
You don't know how they're coming at you.
Hands for the most part goes out the window. So now you have to make a weapon of whichever way you can make a weapon. You got to make a weapon. You got to survive now, right? And it's a good feeling to come out victorious, man. You know,
I didn't expect that.
you know,
It's a good feeling to whip a nigga's ass and
no.
and let him know, don't fuck with me again.
No. Who wants to lose a fight, man?
Nobody, hell no.
And it's not about winning and losing. It's about being a man, right?
100%.
But Blue Boy said this a while back, man, and not in his interview. He said this when we was incarcerated, right? You know, he'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yep.
That makes a whole lot of sense to me, man. It does. You know, I mean, I'm not trying to hurt nobody, but I'll be damn I'm gonna let somebody hurt me, man. At this age now, too, I'm gonna be 61, bro. My fucking bones don't heal that fast now, bro. You understand what I'm saying? But I don't know. I mean, I hope I'll never have to go there. But if it presents itself, I think I have to protect myself to the best of my abilities, right?
You think you still got it?
I don't think I still have it. I got it. Yeah, I got it. No. I'm not saying it to impress you. No.
I love it.
I can't walk with a gun because I don't want to go to prison. But
and-
I always have my friend with me because I'm afraid to get hurt.
100%. You're not a bully. You're not a bully.
No, so this is for protection, right?
100%.
And because you never know what's coming your way, man. It can happen, man.
Well,
so I try to avoid everything as much as I can, but I'm gonna accept whatever comes my way.
But I'm gonna tell you
I'm
something.
a man.
But I'm gonna tell you something too. As a 3 to 11 worker, I gotta take the 6 train. I gotta take the 2. I gotta take all these trains, and I also see I'm not as good as him. I gotta protect myself, and I don't wave around and act tough.
No.
I get home at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
And
it's hard. It's crazy.
And you know what? I could scrap real quick. Get away from me. I don't want no trouble. Leave me alone. But there's going to be a little someone that maybe they just mental health. There's all these words now. You know what? Get away from me.
You always have an ignorant person, man. Like I have a car, but sometimes I take the train, right? I love the train. I don't know, for some reason I just love the train.
I've been taking the train all my life.
No, I have a car. My car's parked right now. But I love taking the train. I mean, because it's something as a kid that I used to do, right? Before I had my car, right? So the train doesn't bother me, right? But when I get on the train, I mean, I think if you look at my face, and when I'm on the train, it shows the face of leave me alone. Like I got the leave me alone face. I don't have the, I got the, I'm on the train. Let me get where I gotta go.
100%.
I just want to get where I gotta go, man. I don't want no problems, right? And it's not an image. You have to have the attitude because New York City, right now is, it reminds me of when the Cubans first came here. They got all these crimes that are occurring. Guys are getting pushed in the train. People get raped, people get beat up. Whatever the case may be. I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be a part of none of that, right?
100%.
But I do want to get to my destination, and I want to get home to my family. I have 16 grandkids, bro. And I don't want no one to ever tell one of my grandkids your grandfather got killed. I want them to say your grandfather died of old age. That's what I want, man.
No, it's a blessing.
You understand? That's what I want.
You mentioned earlier with the survival instinct in prison. How fast did you know to become prey or become a predator? Because from what I hear, correct me if I'm wrong.
Pray the
You gotta pick one or the other, correct?
Yeah.
Either you're a sucker or you're just gonna get busy right away. That's what they say. I don't know.
That is true. That's not even a question that should be answered. That's a question that you should know that yourself. You only know
I always wondered how would I do in prison. I swear to God, I have these inner thoughts sometimes.
how you do in the streets.
Fine.
That's how you gonna do in prison. Fine.
Yeah.
If you're a man wherever you go, man. If you're a man wherever you go. We're not talking about tough. Funniest person the only person I know is tough, and you're gonna laugh at this, man. I said this in the podcast before, right? I've never met them, because I don't indulge in such activity, right? But I have a problem wiping my ass. I think a tough motherfucker is a motherfucker that take it at the ass. You got to be tough to do that, bro.
You gotta be tough.
'Cause I got a problem wiping my ass, bro.
100%.
So a person that's got to be tough.
You got that.
But but you're a man.
100%.
You dig what I'm saying? So a man is gonna be a man wherever he go. Wherever you put him, he's gonna be a man.
100%.
You know your heart, man. So you know if you're about it or you're not. That's just being realistic.
No, real shit. No, I definitely understand.
Same way when you just said you carry that because you're afraid to get hurt, right?
I gotta get home,
thing, man.
and I gotta walk about 8 blocks to get to my house. So you never know.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You just gotta be a man, man. But most importantly, I think like if I was to get in a problem right now, right, a person's gonna say they started with him. Because I used to be a troublemaker when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Until you get your ass whooped, and then you find out that shit goes out the window.
100%.
And then you become a humble dude, right? So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
more of a humble person, right?
Yeah.
But I'm a man. You know, I mean, I don't want to get hurt, and I don't want to hurt nobody. But I'd rather hurt before they get hurt. Obviously, gotta survive, man. It's a jungle out here, man.
100%. Let's talk about. There's another side to prison that a lot of people talk about, and it's some people bully. You know what I'm saying? Some people bully. Some people rob. Some people, on commissary day they pick on punks or whatever. Have you ever found yourself being a protector, or if you don't get busy for yourself, I ain't fucking with you. How does that work as far as defending someone that don't defend themselves?
That goes with my transition. I was a low-life punk at one point, bro. So I used to rob people in prison. I've done it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I was this goody gushy. I had my share of problems, bro. Where I'm a rat hunter. So I was part of extorting. I was against homos, and I was against rats and rapists. And I used to extort because that's how you survive in the system. Things that I wanted, I've learned how to do certain things. So I had my share of problems. I just don't glorify it, right? But I've been there, right? And when I was doing that, when my mother passed away, is when I realized, what am I doing? I could continue doing this, and one day either I'm gonna kill someone in the system or get killed and never go home. But I've been there. And then when I changed my life around, right, I saw my world different. So at some point, I'm in the yard with you, and you and I, we are, look at this rat, look at this rapist, look at this fucking chump, look at this coward, right? And as long as I was thinking like that, right, I was in prison, mentally. When I stopped worrying about the rats, the homos, the rapists, the punks, the this, and I started thinking about myself, I knew it was time to get out of the system.
God bless.
You dig what I'm saying? That's when I changed my thought process. When I educated myself. When I changed the people I was around and got with people who was trying to get out the system, not stay in the system. But I was caught up in the web, was staying in the system. So I was there.
And they call that getting busy.
That's what they call it.
Active or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it.
that's what they call it, right?
Yeah.
But getting busy to me is tomorrow. After I finish this interview, I got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I got to work in Brooklyn.
That's
That's
love.
what real men do.
That's
right?
love. That's love.
But when I was ignorant, I didn't see that because I was ignorant. So doing what I was doing, whether it was negative stuff or not, it was right at the time
Hell yeah.
because I was a coward. You see? But if you asked me this years ago, I wouldn't admit that I was a coward. I would tell you that I was a bad motherfucker. See, you got to be real with yourself, man. You was getting on these podcasts and they want to front. I was a coward, bro. I learned to change my ways, man. Cowards do that, bro. Real men do what we doing. Real men do being around individuals like Al, being around individuals like Will. These guys, man, these guys worked, they took care of their family. They didn't leave their family vulnerable. In spite of the fact that I went innocent, I still left my family vulnerable because of poor choices that I made. I no longer subscribe to that. So I don't make those choices. But I got caught up in the system, man. It's just,
I love the way you said that because
prison was home, man.
no, I love the way you said that because
You gonna buy me lunch then?
I buy you whatever you want.
I'm hungry.
Yo, mi amor, por favor, estamos secos, mi amor. Bella. Una coronita. Y para el caballero. What's that, zero?
Yeah.
Lo mismo. Y eso es, what's that?
Tequila.
Un tequila.
Tequila.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Mira, te queda un ching ahí.
Te
No,
queda-
no hay
te queda
nada,
un
eso está
chin.
seco, tráeme una. Gracias.
Y esto, también.
No, eso no. Tengo que estar
Activo.
pendiente.
Ok.
Es que yo le voy a hacer algo.
Después se me olvida la pregunta.
¿Perdón?
Después se me olvida la pregunta.
Ah, ok, está bien.
She's funny. I heard celebrities come by, and I heard this from not from you, from someone else. And celebrities come by because even if you're a celebrity, you committed a crime, and now you up north with the big boys. Have you ever had to help out any certain individuals?
No, I was in the system. Nah, I help myself out. I don't probably try to help you. I think I'm help somebody else out. No, I've been around. I think I get the question that you asked.
Yes.
I should ask it for you.
Yeah.
I should ask you the question that I asked myself
100%.
that you want to ask me.
100%.
So I'm gonna ask myself the question that you want to ask me.
Go ahead.
Right. What you're saying is, have I been around individuals, these celebrities that were incarcerated?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not proud to say this.
Okay.
I've been around Larry Davis.
Okay.
I've been around, again, Herman Bell. I've been around the only man to escape out of Attica Correctional Facility, God bless his dad, Joseph Mad Dog Sullivan. I've been around the Amityville Horror guy that killed his family.
Yeah.
I've been around Robert Chambers, the guy, the preppy murderer.
Yep.
Obviously, I was around Tupac. You know, I did some. Pac's all right. When I was ignorant, you know, I was at Clinton with Pat, and you know, a couple of things happened. But then Pac's my man. Pac was a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, Slick Rick. The guy when they had him in APPU, but I used to see him all the time when I was in the yard. The Happy Land guy that killed the 88.
Hey, the 87.
You know,
Hey.
I was around.
87.
Yeah, I was
something like
around Mark David Chapman. You know who's that?
that. No.
Mark David Chapman is the guy that killed John Lennon from the Beatles.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Mark David Chapman. He was in Attica Correctional Facility with me. I was around the guy Yusuf, the guy from the first World Trade Center that they did the bombing.
Yeah.
So I was around a lot of these individuals because it's a system. You're in the prison system.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah, and they was like normal people. A lot of people like yourself, because you don't know, y'all look at them as, you know, people. They was regular people. Some were good, some were punk, some were abused, and some weren't. You know what I'm saying? But I was around them. But right, But I was not one of those fans that, oh, look at such and such. Because at the time, I was, you know,
Gracias.
gracias, amigo.
Está haciendo un buen trabajo.
Siempre.
¿Cuántos años tú estás aquí?
13.
13 años. Wow.
Gracias. So I was around, you know, all these people, right? But the truth is this, right? I can honestly say that they was around me.
Hell
Because
yeah.
I was getting caught up. Some of them was like goody gushy. You understand what I'm saying? One of the ones that stand out the most to me, you know, obviously I always talk about him. I was just with him on his 77th birthday. Was Herman Bell, man. You know, one of the I praise him. I look up to him. He was one of my biggest mentors. You know, because this is the guy that gave his life up for guys like you and I to have our freedom and our peace in society. He was against oppression. And on another individual that I was around that I looked up to was you know, he was an Irish guy, Mad Dog Sullivan. If you Google his name, this guy that escaped out of Attica, you know, a contract killer,
Yeah.
but a great man. And I was around, obviously, you know, he's still incarcerated. I've done when I was ignorant, I offended him and I apologized to him. Like maybe 20 years later, David Berkowitz, understand?
Yeah.
It's funny that the building where I'm at now
Yeah.
is the building where he was raised in. That's the 44 caliber killer.
Yeah.
Right? So I was around all these celebrities, guys, right?
Yeah.
But I was caught up in my own web. So those people was like, if they didn't have what I wanted,
Yeah,
it was not important.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm, you know, even like the Central Park Five, they was all around me, but they didn't have the money. I'm looking for the guys who's selling the drugs in the yard and all that because I'm trying to provide for my kids in the street. So I'm in my extortion game at the time.
100%.
You understand? So they didn't have nothing. What I wanted? They killed, all right, this guy killed his whole family. Fuck him. You get where I'm coming from?
You want the Wall Street guy that's
I was trying to, I had to send money. That's why I wish my daughter was, because she would have told you a story. One time, my kids had no money, and I used to take, when I used to hustle or extort, I used to put money, and I used to take the carbon copy papers and cover the money and put it in an envelope, and then wrap it around with a lot of writing paper, and no message in there. I just sent it home, and it was money so that when they run through a system and stuff, they didn't say that was money there to send to my family. I was focusing on trying to take care of my family while I was incarcerated. That's the God, as a young man, that's the God honest truth. My kids know I ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't care about the celebrity people, but I understand what you're saying. But yeah, they put me around all these individuals. Obviously, you're gonna notice some of these guys.
Yeah.
And you get amazed from some of these guys. Like this guy here, the Long Island Hummer killer, you know, this guy killed his whole family, according to what they say.
Yeah.
And the guy Ferguson, do you know who Ferguson is?
I heard the name.
Ferguson is the guy that the Long Island Railroad that killed all the white people in the Long Island Railroad. That piece of shit.
Yeah.
So you know, I was around a lot of people. Yes.
Don't they get treated different? Don't you like attack them? Like, don't they get? Oh no, that's rapists and
That's not true. Don't believe the hype. Man, you got rapists living in the population now, and they got more respect than you and I, man. The system is fucked up. Don't get into it. That's all bullshit.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
They say a lot of things, but you know what I mean. You got individuals who you know you got one individual, not to talk bad about him, who created a gang, and he was known as a rat, and they praised him. You understand what I'm saying? So you got a lot of these guys that they just say something because they want to sound good in front of the pop because they want to make themselves look good.
Yep.
It's not Mario Machete. I don't want to make myself look good, man.
You gotta take care of your family.
I'm happy with who I am, man.
No, but taking care of your family from inside, that's a whole different assignment. Like,
I had to, man.
that's real shit.
I had to, man. My daughter was here. She was supposed to be here today. She would tell you that, man. I had to. With the little bit I had, I had to send a couple of dollars.
The vulnerability, that's real shit.
It's my family. It's my kids, man. You got to do what you got to do for your family.
Even from inside.
Even
That's
from inside.
Fucking amazing. All right.
I'm not the only guy that did it. You have many men that have never done that.
Hell yeah, bro, you got to.
Of course.
There's nobody else.
No, of course not. Of course not.
But let's talk. You mentioned rat hunters, right? What is back then? Because are you guys still active? Or the brotherhood is still active. I'm gonna say the brotherhood is still active, but inside is that still a thing? Or nobody gives a fuck no more?
I don't know. I'm in the street, man. That's your question. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on in the system. I'm home.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you that. Because then that means I'm in the system. When I go to the system,
Yeah.
because I do go in the system, I go see, right now I got 2 individuals that I go see. My man, Ed Knockham Dead, you know, from Hunt Point, Chickies Climbing. I go see him once in a while. And my brother, who I love dearly, Jimmy Lee Aponte from 183rd. This is the guy who was down with the 12 o'clock crew.
Yeah.
And this is the guy who was the founder with Crazy Legs of the Rocksteady crew.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lee Aponte.
That Kodiaki? No.
No, it's Jimmy Lee.
Okay.
He's been incarcerated 43 years, going on 44 years. So this is, those are the people I go see. But I don't go in the system and ask like, who's active, who's doing this.
Yeah.
Nah, I go in the system to try to see how I can get these 2 individuals out the system.
100%.
I don't want to know what's going on in there because that lifestyle, I don't care about that anymore. That's not me. I care about what I'm doing today, man.
No, beautiful thing. But you did mention that you're a rat hunter. So
To the day I die.
you keep the title.
I'm a hunter till the day I die, bro. You can't. There's no such thing as keeping the title.
Yeah.
I'm a rat hunter. That's who I am. That's all I ever been. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say here because I'm home. I'm not a hunter. No, I'm a hunter, man. Yeah.
When was that created?
It was created in 1978. I was a little kid. I was still wet behind the ears. I was 13 years old. It was created by an old turban saint individual by the name of Dino and T45.
Okay.
They was like the founders. They were in Brooklyn House, and it was the 1%. A lot of people had a misconception, and I'm glad you asked that question. Now I'm going to touch into that.
Yeah.
Rat Hunter was never a gang. It was an organization. It was not a gang. It was an organization. It was 1% of the population who was against rats, who was a rapist, and who were extorting people. You understand? But it was in a gang. It was an organization. People was construing it as a gang. Now, and I hope I'm not stepping out my boundaries, and if I am, I want to set my policy to them. They have the Rat Hunter MC Club. They ride in peace.
Peace, yeah.
Bandera, Ali, Low, you know what I'm saying? And a few other Quajo, a few other bros, you know what I'm saying? Jerry, and I go and pay my respect because I'm a hunter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and say, a lot of people, oh, I'm home now. No, I'm a hunter, bro. I'm gonna forever be a hunter. But it's a different ball game out here than it was in there.
100%.
They ride for love and for peace. But if you push them to a corner, they're all ex-criminals. They know how easy it is to protect themselves. Just like any man.
I asked Troy Ace about this.
I love Troy Ace, man. Shout out to my brother Troy Ace, man. That's my little brother.
No, he gave me a great
gentleman,
interview.
gentleman.
Yeah, he gave me a great interview. We had a lot of good moments. There's somebody he mentioned that no longer with us. Your boy Cuba.
Cuba was a good kid. Cuba was I call him Cuba. It kills me because I call him Pepito.
Yeah.
Right? Because his father's Pepe and he's Pepito. God bless his day. I was with him a few days prior to him passing away. It breaks my heart because he was like a little brother to me, right? So when I was incarcerated and shit, when I was in the system, he always knew I was always with his people, the Cubanos, the Marilitos.
Yeah.
Right? And he's a Marilito. As young as he is, he was a Marilito. He came here as a young man. And he always used to want to be around me because the Cubanos took care of me so much, that they taught me so much that I was always in something. So he gave a story to Troy Ace one time about me. He said when he first met me, he thought I was 6'2" or something. You know what I mean? Because the way people used to talk to him about me, right?
Yeah.
And when he got blessed, I was one of the guy that blessed him was Boxing Heck. And Boxing Heck had asked me, yo, I want to bless this guy. I said, yo, he deserves it. Because he was a good kid, he was young, but he was a man before anything.
Mm-hmm.
He was just like one of the Cubanos that was about his shit, you know. But he was young, but he was always hungry in terms of wanting to be around people because he already had his little reputation in the street.
Yeah.
So when he came to the system,
Watch in the manor.
yeah, it was not. It was easy for him to become a part of our circle. But he was a sweetheart, man. It's just so sad that he left us at a young age. That's my little brother. Sometimes I talk about him, and it breaks my heart because that's my man, bro. Troy Ace will tell you, bro.
Yeah.
He told Troy Ace and them, he said, "I'm your big homie. This is my big homie." That's how he looked up to me.
100%.
You know, because I was older than, not because I was better than him,
Yeah.
because I wasn't. I was just him and he was me. But because he knew the man that I was in the system, and he loved me like that. He was a good guy, man. It's just so sad he left us early, man. But great guy.
No, God bless Cuba.
Great guy.
When did you know you were coming home? As far as
I didn't, bro. I had 25 to life. You know what
No.
You know what 25 to life means?
no, hell no.
But you know what it means? You know what that
I
sentence means?
Well, I know you're doing 25.
But do you know what it means? 25 to life.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That
What-
means you're doing 25.
Okay.
And every 2 years you're gonna see the board
No.
for life.
No, you can go on the first board.
Okay.
So not every 2 years. 25 to life means that your minimum is 25.
Minimum.
That's your minimum.
Before we even have a conversation about going home, you're doing 25.
Yeah, that's your minimum because you got to set this to 25 to life. If you don't get a reversal or a time come, your minimum is 25. Your max is life. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now you go to the board, you could get hit with 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, and die in prison, right?
Yeah.
I was just fortunate enough to get hit with 2 years with a fucked up institutional record and make my second board. But then I had life of parole. That's what's called 25 life. And being home in my 5th years, they took my parole off
Blessings.
by God. So that's what 25 to life means. That's just your minimum. You can have 1 to life and do 100 years. 1 to life.
What was the first thing you did when you came home? Motherfuckers be like, I went to Burger King. Motherfuckers be like,
Yo, shout out to my sons, man. Shout out to Rick. Shout out to Showtime and Kike. When I first came home, they set me up, these kids. I guess my sons, man,
don't tell the stripper story. We don't want to hear that.
that's where we going. You know, my kids, they very unique, bro. They more my little brothers than anything else, bro. So when I came home, I guess they've been waiting for this all their lives, man. So they had a release party for me, unbeknown to me. They had a release party, people from my neighborhood, my dad, God bless his dad, before he passed away. My grandkids,
God bless.
my family, my sisters, my brothers, one of my brothers before he passed away, and a lot of friends of mine, people I grew up with, and what they wanted to do was obviously, they wanted to take me around the world. They took me under the wing, if you understand what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. They taught me everything. So when I came home, they had like a release party for me that I didn't know about, right? And that same day, I wanted to go home. I was tired, right? I've been up all fucking day, bro. And my son Showtime says, and my son Rick and Showtime, they said, nah, Pop, we take you to a strip club. I'm like, strip club? Never been to a strip club a day in my motherfucking life. I never did.
100%.
I'm gonna be real with you.
86, they wanted too many strip clubs out.
Yeah, I never been to one. And they took me to a strip club, and we ain't got to talk about the rest, but they took me to a strip club.
There you go.
And I had a good time. And most of the time, I hang out with my kids, man. For my 60th birthday, I went out with them to Florida. Those are my little brothers, man. We go through it, but they know I'm dad. I'm pops. I'm their father. I'm their dad. Those are the sons, brothers. But we talk the same way me and you talk. That's how I talk. Al knows he met all my kids, man. Al's cool with my kids, and Will. So has Will. They like my little brothers, man. I have a good relationship with them, man.
What is the difference? Because you're coming from 25 years and
You keep knocking 2 years off. 27 years, bro.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Don't take my 2 years,
Don't
bro.
take my. Hey, it counts. It counts. It's real shit.
All right, I suffered them 2 years, bro. Come on, bro.
It counts.
Be nice, bro.
So for 27 years, you're in this mindset, right? And God bless you, because I wanna commend you for staying home for 13 years. The first month, the first 2 months, the first 3 months, how do you not pop off on someone in the store? How do you not pop off on someone on the train? How do you not smack somebody for? Because you on go time and you on prison time and you on don't fuck with me time, but now you're outside.
Who's on that time?
No, I'm just saying.
Nah, I didn't come home like that, bro.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Nah. I told you that from the beginning. I changed once I educated myself,
Yeah.
my thought process was different, bro. Seriously, bro.
So it helped.
Absolutely, man. Education.
So it started inside.
Absolutely,
So
man.
when you come home,
I changed myself. I changed my last 9 years. I was in Sullivan Correctional Facility, right? My last 9 years, you know, I've educated myself. I had a guy by the name of Michael J. Love and again Herman Bell. I had those two individuals who was helping me with my transition, as well as Jamel and a brother named Don Court and another old time I was with him the other day.
They
A
created-
young little party.
he mentioned they
Yeah.
they created
Man,
programs.
they took me under their program and they prepared me for parole. Hamza, these guys were, cause they changed their lives and they knew I was an ignorant troublemaker, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I was still a little active, and they helped me with my transition. And they would sit with me, they would talk to me. I used to take walks with my man Jerry Vega. My man Jerry, he's home now. It's like my big brother. He's very educated, and he used to change my way of thinking, change even my way of talking.
So freedom starts inside.
Freedom starts in your mind. Freedom starts here, bro. I told you earlier that in the street, you're in prison, bro. Prison is a state of mind. Freedom starts right here, man. When you change your way of thinking, right? You change your thought process, you change the people you want to be around. So before, my friends used to select me. No more. Now I select my friends. I pick and choose who's gonna be around me, man. Cause I value my freedom, man. I value my life, man. So I'm not just gonna have anyone around me, man. We're not doing that. You understand? So when I changed my thought process, and when my mother passed away in 2006, that's when I said, nah, I'm getting out of here, man. I'm no longer gonna subscribe to the foolish pleasure that prison has to offer me. I had my little share of problems, I had my little fights and this and that. Because you're in the system.
And you got the Mario Machete name that motherfuckers heard about, and they want to play games.
I don't think that was the problem. Why? Because once I had a fucked up, a fucked up reputation. So like, like I was in trouble. I was, now I'm not glorified, but I stayed in trouble. So people knew when I get hurt, I'm gonna respond in a certain way. And me, when I get scared, and I'm not talking about scared, when I get scared, I respond different. I really do because I got scared. I'm scared to get hurt, so I'm gonna do the hurting because I got scared. So I don't like to get scared. I tell them, "Motherfucker, don't scare me, man." And I mean when I tell them that, like, don't scare me. Don't scare me.
Don't put me in that position.
Yeah, don't scare me, man. Because I'm gonna get scared. And I'm gonna think you're gonna hurt me. And I'm gonna make a fucked up decision. That's the reality, and I don't wanna do that.
No, I
There's two kind of fears, bro. They got the fear.
there's run fear and there's pop off fear. There you go.
Yeah.
No, but shout out to Jamel, man, because
Jamel's a good man.
no, even Frank just said it. He's sitting there. I gotta give a backstory. He used to be a correctional officer in downstate for about 6 or 7 years. So him and Jamel, they were having a conversation. But when he left, Frances was like, "Yo, you see how clean he was? You see how, and I was like, yeah." He was like, "That's the system."
But you see, Jamel was a different person than myself.
Yeah.
Jamel, highly educated. Jamel,
Inside.
yes, Jamel was more into the programs. Jamel didn't do as much solitary confinement as I did
Yeah,
because
15 years is crazy.
I was caught up in the web. I was caught up until I got around them in Sullivan, right? And they reconstructed my thought process. They the one that helped me change, man, seriously speaking. Because they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. You follow what I'm saying? Like, if I been around those individuals at the very beginning of my incarceration, I would have not been in solitary confinement that much or
For
in
15, for
problems.
15 years.
Yeah,
So wait, 15 years out of 27?
out of 27, yeah.
And what is the difference? Solitary and gym pop.
Yeah, it's solitary confinement. He knows what I'm saying. 23-hour lockdown. Yeah, 23-hour lockdown. 24 if you don't go out. So I was when I mention this, he's gonna know who I'm talking about. So I was placed in solitary confinement indefinite statewide by the Commissioner Donald Selsky. He knows what I'm talking about. For which I don't want to really get into it,
Yeah.
for institutional homicide,
Okay.
right? And I was CMC class 3D for management problem. You understand? Because I was getting caught up.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And when they placed me in the box for indefinite, that was my sentence. Indefinite.
Definite.
I wound up at that moment. I did for that time. I did a total of 15 years. I didn't do 15 years straight like my brother Blue Boy. He did, he did like fucking 20-something years straight. I did, 7 years here, 2 years here, 4 years here. You understand?
Yeah.
When you add in, I did 15 years. But I did one time 6.5 years straight in solitary confinement.
23 and 1.
You understand? And that was because of institutional homicide,
Yeah.
which I don't want to get into,
Not
right?
at all.
And I was released and sent to Greenhaven Correctional Facility, right? Now, I was with an individual at that time who was in the box. He was given life in the box for allegedly. I believe he didn't do it, but because of his case, they say he did it. He was locked up for killing a correction officer by the name of, I think her name was Payne in Greenhaven. There you go. So you know what I'm talking about. Lemuel Smitty. Yeah, he was my neighbor, right? And good friend of mine, great friend. And I believe he was innocent, right? For that, I think that it's just, this is my belief that her husband, he was a correction officer, set him up because they used his dentures to press in her body like he
damn.
bit her. Yeah.
No,
And
CSI shit going on in jail.
Yeah. When I did that time, them 6.5 years straight, that's pretty much why I educated myself too. I said, damn, this is serious. Because now it's called indefinite. I don't know when I was getting out the solitary confinement, out the box. It's life in the box. And after 6.5 years, I was released. But I figured, you figure, yo, he did 6 years straight, he gonna chill. 6 months later, I was in the box for 2 more years, you know what I mean? I was caught up, man.
So wait, so
When I got to Sullivan is when my life changed, man.
I'm sorry if I sound ignorant.
Don't
but
be sorry, be careful.
that means no handball, no spades, no dominoes, nothing. And 23 and 1.
Chess. You can
and
play
23
chess.
and 1.
You can play chess.
How the fuck? Your neighbor?
This is your chessboard. This is my chessboard. You write 1 to 64, right? You make out your pieces. You call out your numbers. 1 to 26, you move your piece. I call out my number. 24 to 25, you move the piece. So we're playing while you in your cell and I'm in my cell. Now, mind you, you could be my next door neighbor, and I won't know what you look like because we're in a cell, right? And we probably won't. If it's one-man cages, we probably will never see each other. And we go talk for 5-6 years and we won't know what we look like unless we're in the visit or unless we happen to bump going to the shower. And the reason how I know it would be you, because when I see you in the shower and I hear your voice, I'll be like, oh shit, that's you Act 5? Yeah, or this is me, Mario Machete. That's how it is, man. When you're in solitary confinement. You can be my neighbor for 5 years, and I will never see you, bro.
That's crazy.
And he knows what I'm saying is true
100%.
because he was a correction officer. He knows what I'm saying is true. Excuse me. And most savages with mental problems are in solitary confinement, special housing unit, where they spit shit out their mouth at you, with their feces on you. Most savages. So to be in the box all them years and be able to have the mind that I have, it's crazy. A lot of people come out the box and they fucked up in the head, man.
Bro, because you buy the voice.
That's the reality. That's the reality. One time I went to see my nephew, James, at Greenhaven. At Fishkill with my sister. And on the way there, my sister was telling me her biggest concern was, how will I be able to adjust to society after having done all them years of solitary confinement and after having been in prison all them years? Now, I'm not perfect. Only God's perfect, right? But you wouldn't know I did time in prison unless I told you.
And no,
I don't carry myself like a guy that did time.
No, and I've interviewed.
I'm not impressed with that.
No, and I've interviewed a lot of. I would say I don't know what the number is, but I've interviewed a nice amount of incarcerated individuals, and I would say most of you carry yourself that way. That coming out, you know what I'm saying? That was people in our hood that came home and they wore it as a badge. But I'm gonna name names: Jamel, you, Troy, a couple, Pito Pitola. You know what I'm saying?
My brother.
I went to his pool party.
I didn't go. He's mad at me, bro.
Yeah, no, it's okay. He'll have another one. And well wishes to him. You know what I'm saying? He was in the hospital. He's doing better now. I spoke to him a couple of days ago. But bro, and I'm making a joke, but I'm not making a joke. Besides the wives, me, my girl, and the dogs, everyone in that fucking pool party did 20 years and better. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Those gentlemen, those individuals, did not carry themselves like fucking criminals, incarcerated, whatever you want to call it. Everyone in there, they were laughing and joking. I didn't hear a prison story. Maybe at the end, once the blues kicked in. But to your point, you guys are the real ones. The ones that, you know what, they want to wear that badge. They want to get a tattoo on their neck that says 25, whatever. God bless them. But no, I wouldn't tell.
No, yeah, I mean, we brothers by sweat and pain. Those are my brothers. Because, I mean, my kids, I always say this, it kind of bothers, right? People that I did time with are more my family than my biological family. Because this is a guy that I was locking next to for quite some years. And when we got transferred to other prisons, we always kept in touch. So if he had a problem, his enemy came with me, I took care of it. My enemy went with him, they took care of it. We had a bond. That's like brotherhood.
Is that called a kite?
Yeah, a kite. Like send a kite. Yo, a letter. Send a kite. We call it a kite.
Frances is over there. Take care of that.
Yeah, that's when we were living that
85
lifestyle.
went over here. Take care of that.
That's when we was taking care, with situations like that, right?
Dang.
So, because that's a system. Because we would say, like, that's my brother. And we meant it. Like, people would think that we were biological brother, but we're not. But that's like, his enemy is my enemy.
I think, because it's the same thing with the military, and it's the same thing with growing up together.
You was in the military before?
I was not.
All right, just check.
But I just hear these stories of trauma creates a bond. You know what I'm saying? And I would.
Trauma and pain, man. Yeah,
trauma and pain can create some type of bond. Bro, you could be working with someone in Con Ed for 20 years or fucking MTA for 20 years, and y'all been through some shit overnight together, doing doubles together. And you know what? That's trauma and pain. You making money. That shit still hurt, motherfucker. You still gotta wake up at 5 in the morning and everything. There's something that you did, you mentioned in another interview.
I didn't do nothing, though.
No, we're talking about.
You say you did.
No,
so
you mentioned something.
I check this guy, bro. I do nothing.
You mentioned something about the 9-to-5 life that I really appreciated. And correct me if I'm wrong. I might be just changing the words around, but you said that now you have a 9 to 5 that you love and you appreciate, and that your boss. You don't call him boss because he's a boss. You call him boss because you're grateful of that opportunity to have that job and create all these. My man is a fucking. He creates not mansions. Fucking what? 80
We do buildings.
stories,
Nah,
like
we do buildings. We do buildings.
yeah.
We do buildings. Nah, well, that's what you're saying. I got two. I got two individuals. I got three individuals. E-boy and I got Calito and Tony Tatam, right? But Tony and Calito are the guys. They're younger than me. It's just like them two right there. That's like Calito and Tony. It's them two. They always together.
Yeah.
These are the two guys that they took me under the wing. They're younger than me, and they taught me that I could make. It's called legal drug money, meaning legal money, enough money to survive in the world that we live in today, because it's hard to live out here, right?
100%.
Without having to commit a crime. And it's a legitimate job. And they got me into the construction field, right? And they taught me how to conduct myself and how to carry myself and how to move forward in life without having to look behind my back and work, make money legally, right? They took me under the wing, but they showed me how to do it because I wouldn't have known how to do it because I was away. My first job ever happened after coming home from prison. I never had a job when I was in the street. You know,
That's real shit.
I'm being real, bro. I never had a job in my life. I worked for one day. One day. A friend of mine, God bless his dead, Bobby, took me to work. It was in a Marion flower shop. I went to work today. The boss and him went somewhere. I opened the cash register, I took the money and left work.
Thank you.
The first day I worked.
100%.
But I was ignorant, right?
No, but it's still funny.
And lucky, thanks to Bobby, that the guy didn't call the cops on me and lock me up, right? But that was the only job I had, one day.
How much you get?
I don't remember. That was I just had lunch and I don't know what I ate, bro. But you know, that's when I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
So when I came home, first God, obviously. I thank God for everything. But everything I own, I thank these two individuals. They've helped me with my transition, man. They've helped me how to carry myself in society, how to make money without having to do this, man. I don't gotta do that no more, man. I work legit, man, and I don't play games with my job because they don't need me. I need them. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't own nothing. They the one that own everything. So I try to keep my business and my career intact so that way I could continue to have a job for as long as God allows me to have it health-wise. You see what I'm saying? So it's called PPT. People, places, and things. You got to choose your friends, not to let your friends choose you. And that's where I'm at today, man.
No, I love it, and I want you to keep on. Do you still help out your incarcerated brothers as far as visits and?
I told you I gotta go see my brother, man, Jimmy Lee Aponte. I go see him. I go see a few dudes. Yeah, and I send money to individuals. You know, just the other day, a friend of mine, Diddy Bob, needed some money, and I sent them out. Yeah, because I know what it is to be behind the wall.
Will that bond ever end, or
Nah,
are you taking that forever?
Yeah, I'm taking that forever.
To the
Man.
grave.
Yeah. Those are the people that, when I was in problems, they were there with me, man. When they was in problems, I was there with them. Some people come home and forget where they came from. Nah. I know the importance of a letter. I know the importance of a money order, and I definitely know the importance of a visit, man. So I'm soon I gotta go see my boy, because they sent me like a threat message. We don't want no money. Get your ass up here. Fuck your money. So I gotta go. Ed knock him dead. Sent me a message. That's Chicky's crime. He said, "Yo, Jimmy's waiting on you. Don't come see me. They can't see me."
Were you locked up with Chicky as well?
With Chicky?
Yeah.
Of course, man. Edwin Rosario, man. Of course, man. I was in Attica with him, man. Of course, Chicky's my man. That's Chicky Boom. I know Chicky, his whole family, Rosario, man.
Yeah,
of course.
I know
His crime is Eddie Ed knock him dead. That's why we go to see. Yeah, of course I was locked up with Tricky. Tricky's a good man. I was with him in Attica.
That's love, man.
Yeah, Tricky's my boy.
What
Good guy.
are you gonna continue to do work with rap and Jamal and I keep saying Jamal
Jamel,
Jamel Bellamy and what's the president the representative's name?
Derek
He,
Hamilton Bush.
yeah, he
That's my
also
brother. Derek Hamilton Bush and Rennie.
yeah.
Kevin Smith.
How important is it to you to get to these marches in Albany and bring let's give I want to give awareness because a kid, a young adult, whatever, that committed a crime at 18, 21, 19, 25, and they are 68 years old. And I'm just giving an example. What type of laws can we help create to bring they're elderly?
I mentioned his name to you, and I'm gonna mention it again. Jimmy Lee. I told you that name. My brother. He's 1 year older than me. He's been incarcerated since the age of 16. He's 61 years old, bro. Got 49 in life. And he's been locked up since 1982. He's got an 83 number. He got arrested in 1982, went up north in 83, right? How much more time you gonna get out this man? Give him some clemency, give him something, man. You know what I'm saying? This guy, I mean, he's been arrested since he was 16, bro. I got a friend of mine that just came home a year ago. His name is Coudet, my brother, Jose Coudet. He did 43 years. Now, when you compare, I'm not gonna say whether he committed the crime or not. Coudet got locked up for a cop body, right? After 43 years, he was released. Jimmy Lee got a regular homicide, whether he committed it or not. Regular homicide. You let a guy go home that committed killed the cop, but you got this guy here, and you're not giving him a shot, man. And every time I go see him, it breaks my heart because it's like when I visit him, he always tells me, and I know what he's saying. He doesn't mean what he's saying, but I know what he's saying because the bond around. He said, "Now I always wish you was here with me, man."
Yeah.
Meaning he missed me, like, yo, I love you, but you're doing the right thing. He calls me Nene. Nene, but you're doing the right thing. There's been times I like to visit Florida. I'm a man to admit it. Real men cry, bro. When I leave him there, my tears come down. Because it's my brother. This is a dude that been with me through thick and thin. And I dream of the day he comes home because enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? And the system is designed to break family and to destroy us. You know? Unfortunately, some of us commit these crimes. I'm not going to say we should be in prison, but you got to be held accountable for certain things you do, right? But you also could be forgiven for certain things you do in life. This man been in prison since the age of 16. He's gonna be 62 years old. How much more you gonna get out this guy, bro?
That sounds crazy.
And it's not like he's going home. He's going to a board at 49 and a half years. Who's to say he's gonna make his first board now? What crime is he gonna commit when he come home? 62 years old, man. I don't even want to fucking jaywalk in the fucking street. You get what I'm saying? You know, you gotta give a person a break, man.
No, I'm all for it. And when I interviewed Jamel and he broke down the politics and the in depth, like what you just said, but he broke it down deeper. There has to be forgiveness. And Jeannie as well. She mentioned, yes, the family of the victim that died in '89 or '86, they lost someone. But what, like you said, what else do you want this? Get at least a board visit, at least a chance to come home and look at their resume of programs that they've done. Look at what they did inside. Don't look at what they did as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some type of change in Albany. Keep doing what you're doing, my brother, because I love.
Before we go statistically,
Yes.
right? Statistically, right? Most people, not all, because you have some that sneak into the cracks. Most people who do more than 15 years in prison are not going to go back. Most, not all, but most, assuming they change their thought process.
100%.
You understand what I'm saying? Because again, you got those who come home and think they learned a lot, they know the system and go right back. I'm gonna tell you the truth, bro. I ain't got a day in me, man. I love waking up to my grandkids, man. You know, I love waking up to freedom, man. I love it. I love it. Like, I was telling you a story the other day. I'm working at a job site, and a young kid looked at me and hit me with the, you know, like a cop and blew some smoke in my face, right? Because I had my construction stuff. And I went upstairs and I came back downstairs and I wanted to approach so fucking bad, right? Because he didn't know who the fuck he was talking to. I'm a man before anything, right? But I also told myself, that's how quick I could have hurt or got hurt and lost my life or lost my freedom. Sometimes you gotta think, not sometimes, all the times you gotta think for other people, man. So I don't try to put myself in situations.
They don't even know what they get themselves into.
No, they do, because I ain't trying to get no problem. I don't try to put myself in situations that's gonna be detrimental to my health or my freedom.
No, I'm saying the person that doesn't know you or doesn't know that this person, you know, and it doesn't even have to be was in jail. This person could be whatever.
You don't know who's
You
in
don't
front
know.
of you.
Like, yeah, don't
You
just
don't know
don't
who's in
even
front
just
of you.
go to work, mind your business.
Yeah.
But before we go, my brother, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. I've always appreciated your interviews.
Thank you.
I've always appreciated the way you you know, your etiquette is just crazy. And like
Thank
you
you.
said earlier, you wouldn't even know, you know, how long you was incarcerated. And you know, I don't know if the system worked. I don't know if the programs worked, but it worked, my brother.
Now, I'm gonna tell you what work. Education. When you educate yourself, your thought process are different. Most people that continue to do the things they do is because they didn't take time out to educate themselves. Education is very important, man. Education is very, very important, man, because it changes your thought process, man. You understand what I'm saying? And the people you around. If you ask me this question, I wouldn't be able to answer it. If you was to tell me when I was a kid, would I hang out with an individual like you? I'd tell you no. Because you had nothing to offer me. I mean, you know, no disrespect, because I was in problems.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Today, I want to be around individuals like you who are living productive life, who get up every day and provide for their family, who is not destroying his community. Those are the individuals I like to be around today. I love talking to Al, bro. When we talk, that's my brother. Like, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Him and Will, they're my brother. But I'm gonna be honest. I don't want no problems, right? But I can admit, if a motherfucker was to do something to one of them, I would get caught up because I know they ain't about that problems. Not that they're punks, they men, but they're not about problems. So if I know somebody was trying to do something to them, I would do whatever I have to do for them because I feel like I'm in debt to them because they accept me for who I am. So I owe them. They don't owe me nothing. I owe them because they accept me in their circle. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You can fight? All right, just check it, bro. You're a big boy. But you understand what I'm saying, though?
I'll say, whoa, I can fight, bro.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right?
Will didn't say shit. He's like, yeah, protect me, goddammit.
But you understand what I'm saying, right?
You love
They
you-
two
you-
gentlemen, man.
I love- yo.
They gentlemen.
I love it.
They're
I
not
love it.
street guys, bro. Guys worked all their lives, bro.
Yes, sir.
And if they was to be in a problem, somebody started them because they're not troublemakers. Those are the type of people I want to be around, man. People that are going to help me grow, not people that are going to bring me down. Your friend is not one who tells you let's get in trouble. It's one who tells you stay out of trouble.
There you go.
Before I thought it was one that tells you let's get in trouble because I was ignorant. I'm no longer ignorant. Yo, thank you for the interview, man. It was an outstanding interview.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
You did well, man, in terms of the questions that you did. You did well. What happened, Al? What happened, Al? You want to say something?
No, we're not saying you wanted the Tupac clip.
Elaborate a little bit.
Oh yeah, he wants it.
Elaborate just a
No, he wants it. We can move it around. Curb Kirby, moving around. Moving around. He can't.
Close it out. Just leave it at the end.
The BTS?
Yeah, we close it out when you want to get. Close it out.
Yeah. No, we do the BTS. We do the BTS. All right. But my brother, thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You know, we gonna see each other in the parade again. I'm pretty sure.
Sure.
We're gonna walk. We're gonna walk them 30 blocks again.
Block.
But,
Thanks to Wild Lefty. Shout out to Lefty, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Lefty. Shout out to all the brothers that he mentioned. And we out of here, baby. Mario Machete. But give the government name. I like the government name.
Mario Enrique Perez.
There you go. Mario Enrique Perez. We out. Peace.